Starting on with this, I left my book in the car. I don't know if I can show you this next picture, but somehow I ended up getting and receiving an email, not an email, but on Facebook, somewhere in Brisbane, wherever Brisbane is. You know, I'm supposed to be a smart guy. B&B, Brisbane, 22, breaking loose, coming out into this life, getting trapped. Highway 33, Highway 10, Highway 25. 20 and 25 is everything to do with T and Y. 20, 30, 40, 50. You can also say, oh, the 50, oh, hold on a second. Are we hitting off the 4th T or the 5th T? There ain't no 5th T. There's usually only 3 T's. Do you understand? 10, 20, 30. The 3 T's. Tic-tac-toe. Some more T's. Tuesday and Thursday. Some more T's. May as well bring it all to the tea party and talk about the T's. Or may as well swing a club and drive real far to the tea party. What time are they teeing off? And who are they teeing off on? Teeing off? That sounds like pissed off. Well, what's the difference? We all know about Rubik's. Does anybody want to know about this? You know why it's 33, command and create? You see the Rubik's inside? There are 6 of these. 1, don't count it. Count this one, and this one only. Now, we count this one, and the one we didn't count. 3 and 3. 3 and 3. Where's my baseball? Baseball! Can you come over here? He figured he's going to roll on over if someone would push him, but he ain't got any legs to stand on. May as well just jump in the mitt and let the pitcher do what he wants. Because I'm flying. I got a chance to go north, and then when the batter sees the ball, it's got a chance to go south. Holy fuck. Isn't that crazy? Even in football. The guy in the front, what do they call him? The foreman? The snap? The guy who snaps the ball, he passes it back to the quarterback. So now he's got to go back 2 or 3 yards before he sends it forward. So by the time the play is ended, he's actually passed that ball more often behind the line than in front of the line. Calculate it. He steps back 3 times. There were 30 plays in the game. He stepped back, or excuse me, there were 50 passes in the game and 40 runs. So on every single run, he went back 2 yards, losing 100, giving it to the guy who's running it. Whatever he runs, it doesn't matter. They never took the 2 yards off, or they didn't even add it on. When you finish a football game and you see 600 yards total for each team, that's like 900 yards, times the 12 players that are running on the field. Well, don't forget the coach on the sideline going, hey guys, I'm free. Holy shit. The reason I came on with this is to show you how certain elements can work. You turn it on a little bit more, the river starts to flow. You turn it off, it stops to flow. Has anybody ever seen the movie Rango, where they were running short of water because the city kept turning it off and then turning it on once a month to empty it out, and they were selling water? Well, actually, I came on here because I don't have a camera for my son, and it's his birthday in 2 days, and at least I don't think of my pig being like this. Can you figure this out? This is what I call the 7 ball and 15 ball, the G letter and the O letter. Oh, that says go. Well, if I put G with D, that would be 74, and that's Christ. Do you understand this? Listen to this. We're jumping off subjects now. Jesus has the number count of 74. God has 3 numbers. Take away the middle number, you have number 7 for G, and D is number 4. 74, the same as Christ, with no egg in it. There is no egg in God. God is God of all God, of any God, of all gods, of all kinds of gods, anything that you want to think. And even if you don't want to think there's no God, the minute you ask yourself a question, you have just created a God within yourself. Asking yourself, what should I do next? So if that's not a God enough for you, then what's good enough for you anyways? This, that, is, but, what, why, when, where, and who. Did you know who and how is the same? And I'm going to show you in my next cassette, in the word or mathematical sense that says pi, how more of the pie there is in your eye. Ha 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 ha. I'm supposed to be funny, right? But I'm really serious, because there's more to pi than you actually think. Now this is all to do my son's birthday. So I made him a little, I took a coconut and I just designed it. And you see that little hole here? I shoved the money in that little hole so he could never tell. I also made a slit in the head to put some change so he'll never know what's in here. You know, so there's your, and then now if we turn him the other way, right? Where is he? Look, the third eye. Two eyes that see, and the third eye, where I took all the milk, is up here. And it's burning. He's got a long nose. I can't do it on camera. It's hard to see on camera. It's very hard. Oh my God, what's this? No! It's upside down. See? From the point. You can't always come from the point like this. You see the way I started on this side of the point, and that was on that side of the point? Trying to figure out why there's the extra 5.25 days? Because it's got a point, and it's got to go through the point, the energy, before it comes up from the ground, before you give birth. So what we do, 1, 2, 3, don't count the strand that's holding everything in. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The other strand is a return. Inside, he's going to be 20. He was 20, now he's 21, my son. 21, 21. But 666, the reason for 666, this is supposed to be your mind. This is supposed to be your soul. Now they have to win you. This is 4 and this is 4 makes the 8 heaven. This is 6 and this is 6 equaling Abba and Ima, mother and father. 6 and 6 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3, creation, and here you are. Creation of 3. You're coming from Trinity. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're inside the 7th gate. Now it's time to start thinking before things come across your mind that are bewildering to your thoughts, and you can no longer control your interior, and you end up in the hospital with psychological problems, all because of what the world has pushed on you, that most of us are blind. I don't care if you're talking about the government. It doesn't mean that you're not blind. I don't care if you're cursing everybody out. It means you are blind. There is no cursing out loud. Curse all you want inside of you. After a while, you try and learn to understand that the other people that can't do it your way are either A, wrong, B, absolutely right, you're wrong, or C, we're all just a little bit confused within our own minds. Taking it to the sea, taking it in French to the mer. But when we take it to the Oceania, O-C-I-C, Iana, more or less Indians, Indiana, Kentucky, Illinois, the Indy 500, the Indianapolis Colts. What is everybody getting out there to run inside that state where Kentucky brings out the horses? Charge and let's go, says the state of Ohio. Illinois is in Chicago. Indiana is in Indiana. And I guess the Indianapolis Colts are in Indiana also. I once drove from California all the way down to Indiana on 2 hours of sleep. And when I woke up, I got lost for 2 hours because I couldn't figure out where I was when I got up. Oh my God. Lo and behold, I got a ticket tonight. Driving a friend home who's been working for the family for 50 years. Telling me to go slow, and I said, you're right, and I'll slow down. So I kept driving at the same slow speed of 40 miles an hour. All of a sudden, I stop, and I see a cop pull up behind me. Oh, shit, he comes to the car. Good-looking chap, young kid. I go, yes, sir. I says, what's going on? You were speeding. How fast was I going? Wouldn't tell me. Can I look at the radar? No, I didn't lock it. I has to put a lock on it to stop me. He had just pulled into the place, saw me driving, turned around, came after me, thinking that I was speeding, looking at the speed that he's driving on his departure. How does he remember from 1,000 feet while he's trying to read my license number at the same time, just in case I get away? He remembers? I got pulled over, and he gave me the ticket. I didn't have my insurance papers, but he let me go, because when I went into my purse, all I pulled out was markers and pencils and jacks and a coconut in between my legs, and he couldn't figure, so he went and he came back and gave me a ticket for $129. 29 is the first part of the creation of God. 29, 29 makes 58. Makes 40 and 13, makes 53. Creating the egg of W, 23. Oh, it doesn't matter if you understand that, don't worry. But it was $90 for the speed. Oh, 9 times 10? Man on the moon, I guess you gave it to me for my birth. The 90 angle opened like this, but I only get to live 45 of it. 1/4 of 90. 1 out of every 4 corners when there's 8. But remember, we came into this game as a triangle, so it was only 3. But we were one piece of a triangle, going into a world of 3 corners. When we put our triangle in, we became a square. But now they charge me a subtax. And it was really funny, the subtax, because if I can remember, the last one was 104. Between the 14 tax for writing out the ticket, they charge you for that time. So that was $14, and I thought that was okay, because he had the cross of Christ on his back anyways, and that's number 14. That made a total of 10-4. But 10-4 means correct, all right, and I didn't think it was right at all. But that wasn't it. They gave me another $25 ticket for being who I am. Well, that's the number for Jack, or the combination of cards of Queen and King. Well, I guess he was the Queen and King, and I was the Jack, so we had 25-25 right in the same number. 2 by 5 is 10. Well, I'm in 10. I'm in the 10 world. Say 10. 10! Say 10 again! Satan! Say 10 again! Satan! Fuck, I made a mistake. Say 10. Oh, I don't mean say 10. What'd you say? Oh, shit. I'm all mixed up between 10 and 13 and not sure what's lucky and unlucky. But I told you, we live in one corner. The 10 and the 13. Because God has to pick up the extra 3 from that world and put it into this world, connect this world to 13, this world to 10, making number 23 creation. When you connect these 2 worlds, you connect 5 with 6. But number 2, that's in between 1 and 3, you either use 1 and 3 or the 2 counting for the 2 sides, because eventually you might have to open that up to a square. The 2 goes down into the 5 position for doing level 2, because there is no 2. It's a triangle inside a square. So the level 2 moves to the center, and the 5 is in the center. You have 25, 6, 25, because you got to come back to the center. You go over to the 6th god in the 13 world. 6 and 7 is 13, and 13 cards inside one set in a suit. Totaling to 91, which is usually April 1st, April Fools. But this year was on April 1st, was the 92nd day. 9-2, February had 29 days. 2-9, put them together, it's 121. 11 times 11 is 121, plus the 1 day. 122 times 3, 366. Otherwise, all we can do is 121 times 3 years, because we can never get to the 366. That would make 121 is 363. 9 left and 18 left, creating 27. 9 right, 18 right, creating 27. 54 to total a Rubik's Cube, and the 10 Commandments or the 613 Laws of Moses. 363. Why not the 1? Because there's 1 inside of both 3s, because it took a 2 and a 1 to create that 3 dice. And in the cards, it shows you straight up like this, but on the dice cube, it shows you this angle, 45. Because we're on the 45-degree angle, the angle of the fox. But when you design the fox inside a 9-point star, is it a 9-point star? If I remember, it's a 9-point star. It can also be designed with the letter K or number 7, whichever way you want to go. Don't forget, at the end, everything needs to be squared off. We don't want to cut off the corners because it's a lot easier to measure on the outside. But remember, when you do add on, everything is going to grow. The minute you put something next to something else, you are not as close as what it would have been as if it was 1 finger to start with. Where am I next? I got to go paint and go outside and pick up that pi. 3.14, 9.2, 6.5. I just like this picture I drew. 2, 4, 6, 7. I flip another one and put another one on this side. Okay? Now what you have to understand, I can flip it and put it on this side, and this would be the middle of the Monopoly game with all this as a space, and with all this as a space. You cannot do this and this at the same time. Only your body can do it. These are your hips, and this is you thinking. They go over each other, designing one of my favorite designs. I like this design. When the paper sticks out, when you do this inside a square, you can see the fox starting to come out, because when the corners go over each other with the pen, it starts to design the eyes for the fox. You don't see my eyes. Can you see the camera on my eyes? How come the camera's in my eyes? That's funny. I don't have red eye. Why is the camera in my eyes? Raphael. Raphael. Oh, fuck. Is that me? I like that name. Raphael. Wow. Raphael. I like that name. I get a choice of putting an F or a P and an H. P, letter 16 equals 7. H equals 8. We got 7 and 8. We now have the beginning of GH heaven. Gauche. Goshen. Why Goshen? GH heaven? Because the G is the 7th letter and H is A-C-H-E. Goshen. There you going. I'm going left. In French, that means left. Does it mean I left or the land of Goshen? What was happening out there? Because G and D, okay, God and His name, G and H, God heaven, instead of God, but God heaven, the two words together and not one, because the H is the first letter in the alphabet. Oh shit, how can I say that? Because the H and the A, if you just take a real good look at it, the H is made by 2 C's, but if you flip them upside down, it'll actually say 8. You can put a bubble on top of the 8, and it'll say 8. But it says Gauche, and N, well, we're carrying the cross on our back. The energy of this earth that's holding us down to this earth. Is it our bones that are keeping us to this earth? What is it? What is it? Anyways, we have rub-a-dub-dub, 3 men in a tub, and 3 strikes, you're out. 7286. On the constellation of Pegasus, also in the Baffin Islands here in Canada. I bid you a good day. If it's the evening, shh, I'll talk a little bit lower. Are you in bed? Oh my God, all I have to do is lower the sound. No, you have to lower the sound. Well, you can't hear me now? You'd rather I speak in this voice? Which voice do you want me to speak in? I speak in any voice you want. Anything you want. But anybody can do what I do. Of course you could. I'm not any different or special. You can come on here and do videos and talk about anything you want. If it gets interesting and somebody touches your star, well, you'll have a like on your star and you'll feel a little bit better in your heart that what you did not do for nothing. Because we always seem to do, even if we do it for ourselves, sometimes we're worried that, oh my God, I wasted my time, it's for nothing. But didn't you have a good time making your video? Don't you enjoy? You now have a memory in the star. With everybody packing these little jars and shoving it under the ground for the future, I put mine up in the star system. Now, if the earth blows up, my star is still up there. You, if you bury your stuff under the ground and the earth blows up, you can't get to it. Raphael, 7286. Follow up on that one.